Today I'm going to take 9 normal LEGO minifigures and transform them into huge LEGO minifigures. And along the way I will build a room for every single one of them. Let's go! Okay, so here is the game plan. I will take each of the 3 minifigure parts and upgrade them. And our first step is to improve the legs. My idea is to cut the legs in half, because I still want the minifigure to be able to stand on plates. So let's go into the workshop. We need to cut something real quick. There we go. A brilliant cut straight through the knees. This task is super easy if you have a bandsaw at home. Just be careful you don't cut your fingers. Now I'll add some fimo between these 2 sections to get the oversized look. Oh, come on! That will never work out. It's not rigid enough. So I'll super glue a bar between the 2 stumps to give them stability. In order to get them lined up neatly, I'll also add this red brick on the bottom. Now I simply have to add some putty.
1 eternity later.
Now that it's dried, it should be easy going. Only a little painting. 3 layers of blue acrylic color and the first minifigure is completed. It could literally perform in a circus now, and that is why I'll add exactly this theme as the background for our first room. Some dramatic lights, 2 speakers and a monkey. I'll also give our minifigure a cylinder to merge into the background, and the first room is completed. Now step 2 is to change the torso, and to test if it will look good, I will take some 1x2 plates and stack them on top of each other with an illegal building technique. You can arrest me later, boys and girls. So I'll cut away another section of fimo and add it in between the legs and the torso to create another super tall effect. This time it was literally plain sailing. I guess I used enough fimo. But keeping this minifigure straight would be really boring, so I thought about twisting it. But I settled with the idea of bending it in a way that if you add another figure next to it, you get this really cool impression of the small, original figure desperately trying to reach up to the big guy. And because I love this scene by itself, I'll create a basic bedroom with a window to the next room, where the large minifigure can make fun of the normal sized one by peering through the window. The next 2 customs you already know from an older video. I gave one a huge belly and proper beach shorts, and with the right face expression, it really looks like this figure ate 1 pizza too many, so I'll add exactly this scene in our room. A sandy beach with a lounge and a tiny store with ice cream and some juices. And our 4th color to join is this huge muscle man. Nothing special by itself, but the fact that you now have studs on the back is a W. It can be used to attach some really cool things, like this jetpack with 2 guns. Or additional weight to train even harder. He even turned his entire corner into a giant, super expensive gym with him as a picture. I made this one out of paper and a transparent window pane. Now he can get even more giant and bulked up. But talking about giant minifigures, the sponsor of today's video came in clutch by sending me the biggest of all the minifigures that has ever hit my channel. It's made by LEGO DIY. They specifically designed this minifigure after the Cat Bane from the official Clone Wars show, but as a LEGO minifigure. Their attention to the tiniest of details, such as these metal pins on his coat or the weapon holsters, is amazing. They even use some highly advanced and creative building techniques to get the angles right and achieve the desired look. The best thing though is that it's insanely big. Coming in at 44 bricks, they made this figure almost twice as high, turning it into a truly huge LEGO minifigure. A small downside is that they produce the figure by themselves, which means that you won't have original LEGO pieces. But that doesn't really matter, since the quality of the stones is almost as good, giving you an amazing time building this piece of a set together. And you don't have to spend hours getting all the bricks from Pick a Brick and Bricklink. They even added a really nice extra. You get to have a bag with special brick separators, which you'd have to spend quite some money to get them otherwise. If you're interested, check out the first link in the description. Now for our 5th neighbor, I want to create an oversized head. Looks like there ain't much left in there. So I'll create a long fimo snake with the help of a 2x8 tile. Then I'ma attach my putty sausage to both ends of the head, give the head an angle and refine the edges. This only takes around 15 minutes and I can quickly move on to add some yellow color. Now to make the ultimate sacrifice, I will take some nail polisher to remove the face and repaint it in the middle of the head. And we are finished with our 6th custom. Now, what comes to your mind when seeing this minifigure? Well, I'd say it looks like this figure read 1 book too many, and therefore the head expanded and bent to one side. But this minifigure obviously doesn't care, since her corner of the house is still a fully blown library with a bookshelf and a fireplace. Chapter 234, Basic Spell, How to Turn a Minifigure into a Subscribe. For the 6th custom, I have something really special in mind. I want to make the neck longer and bend it into a looping. I'm honestly just gonna start again with a long fimo sausage, which I'll put over the neck pin. Guys, that works out great. So let's shove the other end into the head. Now we only need to figure out how to create a stand to fix the looping and let it cook.
1 eternity later.
A little bit of yellow paint here and there, and voila! Imagine this neck was straight. The minifigure would break all the size records. But turns out that this is not the theme of his room. You see, he's actually a secret shark fan and let himself grow a fin on the back. And in order to celebrate his alliance, he turned his entire room into an aquarium with some corals and a shark. Let's just hope he'll learn to breathe underwater. For our 7th custom, I'll yet again take one from an old video. It's based off this large head, which I only painted. But with a small face, it adds a really nice balloon effect, making the figure look pretty special. But clinging on to this balloon idea, this minifigure became a professional party balloon expert. He has popcorn and all sorts of balloons in his room. The 8th custom has the exact same creation process as the legs or the head. There we go, we now have a broken minifigure, but that's fine. I did this because I still want to be able to turn the hands of the minifigure. It also makes the process of adding some super long sausages really easy. And finally, I can cover the arms in red. And at first glance, this minifigure looks truly unfortunate. But also this one found its way into the world by becoming the world's best firefighter. Because he can reach up to spots where no one else can. So I built a small forest biome where our hero is rescuing Mrs. Norris from a tree. But upon seeing all those minifigures, this minifigure grows ever more desperate because he's still small. So he called upon his friend, who promptly arrived 5 minutes later. He immediately turned his friend's room into a workshop. And whilst that guy is still busy with being sad, our master builder designed a fully blown mech, so his friend is no longer sad. And that finishes our 9th minifigure. But we ain't done yet. Now that we have 8 customs, we have to combine them. And let's start with combining the long legs with the long arms. Look at this! That's the tree from before, the one with the firefighters. Now to make this minifigure even bigger, I'll add the strange head. Dude, that looks so cursed. If I met this minifigure on a street, I'd straight fall on the back when trying to look him in the eyes. Now, let's switch the head again. Look at this! This fella looks even more cursed. Now, let's do something else. What about if I mixed these two? That's so cool! Look at him go! His speed! And we still got this guy. Imagine you are relaxing in your bed and then this monstrosity sneaks up to your bed. Honestly, I'd have a heart still stand. So I guess these two are the coolest minifigures I can come up with. Now the only thing left to do is to thank you all so much for 50k subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you being part of this channel. I have so much more in stock. Ninjago, Star Wars, Vikings, fake Lego and much more. But for now, does anyone remember this scene? Comment if you do. See ya!